That would be insane. And he'd probably get his face kicked off. Probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and he would be helpless.
Yeah. To like be a really, really, really rare person who doesn't take hormones and can perform like a 30-year-old when you're in your 50s.
You're 46 years old. You have to remember that. So give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend in between training.
Joe Rogan has reacted to Manny Pacquiao's new training footage questioning Pacquiao's age. Rogan criticizes retired fighters making comebacks similar to what Mike Tyson did and warns that age plays a crucial role in combat sports.
No, man, and you would see the look in the guy's eyes when they would see him across the ring like, oh my God, what the fuck did I sign up for?
So exciting. When you were with him, when he was here,
do
you feel like this is still a menacing physical guy, or did you feel like...
Well, he's real nice.
Yeah, I know
he's a real nice guy, but he's still...
But does he still have that, guys that were tough in their youth, you still feel that thing.
Yeah.
Oscar de la Hoya expressed deep concern about Manny Pacquiao's return, urging him to respect the limits of his age. At 46, the physical demands of high-intensity training can become dangerous, particularly in preparation for a fight against a younger active contender. De la Hoya advised that Pacquiao pace himself and avoid overtraining, which could lead to injury or diminish his performance. While acknowledging Manny's legendary accomplishments, he remained cautious about predicting the outcome, stressing that, at this stage in life, there are too many variables to confidently determine who has the upper hand.
You're 46 years old. You have to remember that. So give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend in between training, in between sparring sessions. There's no shame in taking a day off or two, Manny. Trust me. Let your body relax, let your body rest. He'll do fine. He's experienced, he's got obviously the power, because it never leaves you. The speed I'm a little worried about, but I think, look, Barrios is a live dog. He's a world champion, and he's no slouch. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I wish Manny all the best. I'm not sure who's going to win. I really haven't seen Barrios, but I think Barrios, the youth is obviously with him in his corner.
Renowned trainer Abel Sanchez recognized both the ambition and the danger in Pacquiao's choice to face a top-tier welterweight like Mario Barrios. Sanchez emphasized that this is not a bout against a middling opponent, but a clash with a reigning elite fighter who is in his physical prime. However, he did leave room for unpredictability, noting that legendary examples like George Foreman prove that age-defying victories are not impossible.
To tell them to hang him up, he's older, he's been out of the ring. He's fighting I'm not gonna say a young champion, but he's fighting a very decent champion. Probably the lesser of the three of the welterweight champions. But he is getting up in age. Will he be able to recapture some of that speed and snap to his punches? Who knows? But George Foreman did it at a much later age. So. Manny has a chance. I think that he has a chance against a good champion.
Do you feel like with Mario Barrios in particular, then it's a champion they've targeted because in his last performance he didn't really, set the world alight. It was a draw, and he's left a few question marks around himself.
Not only that, the other thing is Norman is a very good fighter, and so is Boots. You're talking about two very, very good fighters that are. I think on a different level than Barrios is.
Do you feel like that this could be the risk where, let's say, if Manny was to have success, was to become champion again, then he then looks at it and thinks, oh, can I go on a run? Can I get one of these other names?
That is a big risk, but I don't think that would be the fight that, those two wouldn't be the fights that they would be looking for. I'm sure that if Manny is fortunate enough to be in great shape, and listen, Freddie's a master. Freddie will figure out a way to win a fight that's winnable, and maybe then guide him towards other.
Critics have turned their attention to Mario Barrios, questioning the legitimacy of taking on a fighter more than a decade his senior. Many argue that Barrios has a number of viable opponents closer to his age and competitive level, and that defeating a retired legend won't bring much respect. The sentiment is that victory over an aging Pacquiao won't elevate Barrios's profile, but instead might damage his reputation for taking what some see as an easy win. In the eyes of many, the matchup lacks competitive integrity, and benefits neither fighter in terms of legacy or ranking.
Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao are in talks for the WBC welterweight title fight. They want to do it in Vegas. Pacquiao is 45 and hasn't competed since August 2021 in a decision loss. Mario Barrios is definitely trying to stat pad at this point. In a stacked welterweight division, you can fight Crawford. If you don't want to fight someone who's coming off a W, fight Spence Jr. Go fight Jaron or Stanius, Fight one of the top 4 fighters. You're ranked top 5 and you want to fight Manny Pacquiao. That's stat padding. That shouldn't even count as a win. And I love Manny Pacquiao, but I mean, in his prime, he would definitely beat Mario Barrios, but it's past his prime. Hasn't fought in 3 years. Is 45 years old. It's time to hang it up, bud. I will say, though, if he somehow miracle pulls it off, it'll be the greatest win, I think, in my opinion.
Shane Mosley, himself a former great, praised Pacquiao's resilience and unmatched accomplishments, but warned about the harsh realities of age. While recognizing Pacquiao's strength and grit, Mosley pointed out that stamina, speed, and reflexes naturally fade with time. Going up against a fighter like Barrios, who is not only younger, but also actively competing, presents a serious challenge. Mosley acknowledged that even the greatest fighters can be caught off guard when time catches up with them.
Manny Pacquiao coming inducted to the Hall of Fame next month. What is your take on that, having to have shared the ring with him?
It was a great time. Like I said, I was injured when I fought him, but it was just good. It was being another great, and man is very sharp, very strong, and it's so real.
But what's your take on him fighting Mr. Mario Larios next? I think it was July.
Youth sometimes can be hard for you, but we'll see what Manny can do as far as the training himself to be able to keep up with Mario. So, if anybody can do it, maybe Manny can.
A wave of worry has spread among boxing analysts who fear the risks Pacquiao is taking with his comeback. Concerns have intensified to the point where some are suggesting the WBC intervene and prevent the bout altogether. The combination of age and activity and a younger opponent with knockout power has raised red flags. Analysts speculate that Manny might not just lose, but suffer a knockout which could have long-term health consequences.
So Manny Pacquiao is going to get knocked out by Mario Barrios. And I get it, Mario Barrios is far from a good fighter. Mario Barrios is one of the worst champions in all of boxing, but Manny Pacquiao is so old, bro. I think a lot of you guys forget Manny Pacquiao fought last year and he arguably lost to a Muay Thai kickboxer dude. This dude wasn't even a boxer. Yes, he was really big, but the dude was just not a boxer. Honestly, I think the WBC should call this fight off. I think it's not too late to kind of go back on your word and let's call this one off. This fight should not be sanctioned by anybody. This fight should not be allowed. At least Mario Barrios should be stripped of his WBC title for defending it against a 46-year-old. Is there a slim chance Manny Pacquiao is able to outmaneuver him and maybe outpoint him, punch, around him? Yeah, maybe. But realistically, it won't happen. But if he does, I think it will solidify him as the greatest boxer of all time. No questions about it. I think if he does win this fight, it would put him clearly over Ali, Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on how y'all feel about this.
From a purely physical standpoint, Mario Barrios holds distinct advantages that cannot be overlooked. He is not only significantly younger, but also naturally bigger than Pacquiao. These physical attributes translate into greater reach, fresher movement, and enhanced durability, key factors in a high-stakes boxing match. While experience favors Pacquiao, the sheer athletic edge that Barrios enjoys adds an unpredictable layer to the contest.
So breaking news, Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios is official for July 19th in Las Vegas for Barrios' WBC welterweight title. After 4 years off from pro boxing, Pacquiao will try to become the oldest active world champion in boxing at 46 years old and one of the oldest champions in boxing history. Now this fight has been rumored for quite a while. They tried to make it last year after Pacquiao had an exhibition with Rukia Anpo, but they were never able to finalize a deal. But earlier this year, they re-entered negotiations and they finally made it official now. Now in terms of the fight itself, Barrios, he's going to have a huge age and size advantage. The guy is 29 years old, right in his physical prime. He's probably going to weigh around 160, 165 pounds on the night of the fight. Whereas Pacquiao, like I said, he's 46 years old. He won't weigh over 145 pounds on the night of the fight. And Barrios, he's just going to try to stay behind the jab and the straight shots and use that youth to win in the fight. Now, what I will give Pacquiao is he does have a huge IQ advantage, and Barrios' defense didn't look that great in his last fight. But still, the age is the main factor, but you guys let me know. Are you excited for Manny's return, or is it too risky at his age?